is Cupid, and today we're going to be going over 5 tips for new players in Final Fantasy XIV. I only recently started playing myself, and I thought I would put together some basic tips for new Final Fantasy players like me. Tip number 1 is always prioritize your main scenario quests. As a new player, this is super important. Any of the exciting content in the game, like dungeons, trials, raids, and flying, all of this is locked behind your main scenario quests. You can always see your main scenario quests in the top left corner of your screen, and it looks like this on your map. I would recommend only doing your main scenario until level 20 when you unlock a quest called A Hero in the Making. And this will give you access to your first chocobo, which is a quest to get your mount. This makes everything so much easier, and if you do want to do side quests or you do want to do some other content in the game, just getting around will be so much faster, because trust me, running everywhere takes forever. The next most important quests are class quests. This allows you to unlock your class abilities, and you can see this under your main scenario quests in the top left corner as well. As a new player, you're most likely playing a starter class that starts at level 1. Once you hit level 30, you're going to get a quest that will change your class into a job. This is really important to do, so as soon as you hit level 30, I would go and do that quest. You can see what job your class will turn into, and make sure as soon as you get it that you equip your job stone and you don't forget to re-equip it when you're swapping classes. Other than that, there are some feature quests which unlock additional content in the game. So this can be like dungeons and trials or locations, it could be challenge logs or glamour. All of these come from these blue quests. And then finally, there are side quests, which is probably the least important in the game. You don't really need to do them. They can be good if they're in a convenient location or they're close to other quests. All of this is just ways to add to your XP. Tip number 2 is click on the Aetheryte crystals. This is the main form of transportation in the game, but you can only use them once you've attuned to them. Tuning to big crystals allows you to teleport to them, and just costs a small fee. Small crystals can only be used in towns and cities, but there's quite a lot of them, and these are good because you can't mount in cities. I was not using these efficiently when I first started playing. I would just teleport to the city and then run to my quest objective, which was taking a lot of time. You can just click on your quest objective and see which one is closest, and then once you've teleported to the big crystal, just teleport to the next one. It'll save you a lot of time. You can see if you're attuned or not by looking at the glow on the crystal, and it also tells you on the map. Make sure you're always attuning when you come across them, especially the big ones, because you don't want to get close to a big one and then you have to go back for whatever reason, and then you have to run all the way again. I did that quite a few times. Tip number 3 is use your XP buffs. XP buffs increase the XP you gain when doing combat, gathering, or crafting activities. They don't count for quest hand-ins or daily rewards. Rested XP increases the XP you gain by 50%. It generates when you're logged out or idle in a sanctuary, and that's normally just anywhere with an Aetheryte crystal. You can check this by looking for the little moon buff on your bar, and you'll also receive a 20-second logout timer if you try to log out without this. So if you do see this, just cancel it and probably go back and get that Aetheryte crystal, because you do want that rested XP. So rested XP can store up to 1.5 times your level and takes about 4 days to fully accumulate. For me, I was only able to play about 4 to 5 hours per night on weekdays. This allowed me to just focus on the main scenario quest, which I mentioned in tip 1. If you're playing a lot, you won't have as much rested XP generated, so you may have to do some dungeon spam or some side quests, or you'll probably hit roadblocks where a main scenario needs you to be level like 46 and you're only 45 or something like that. Also, be careful leveling alts if you have a lot of rested XP stored, because it is 1.5 times your level no matter what character you're on. So if you're on a level 1, you're not going to get as much benefit from the rested XP as if you were on your level 79. The next important buff is the well-fed buff, which you get from eating meals. It gives you a 3% XP buff for 30 minutes and it can be stacked up to 60 minutes. You can buy food from any market board by searching in the meals category, or if you're a trial account and you don't have access to this, you can buy the food from NPCs like culinarians and pot watchers. I would personally, when you start, just buy a stack of 99 of whatever food is cheapest, such as boiled eggs or raisins, and then I would just keep reapplying the buff whenever you fall below 30 minutes, because it should only cost you like 4 gil, so yeah, don't worry about wasting your money on the buff. It's pretty important to keep up. There are also some additional items which give you XP bonuses, the most important being the brand new ring, which you unlock by doing the Adventure Guild trials. These can be unlocked at level 15 from the Smith, which is found at any inn. And this will give you an extra 30% XP when below level 30. And this is really great for leveling alt classes. If you have a friend that recruited you to the game, you can use their refer a friend code. And once you've subscribed for 30 days, you will get a friendship circlet. This increases the XP you earn by 25% when below level 25. So tip number 4 is do your hunting log. This is a great way to get additional XP with little additional effort. The hunting log can be found by pressing H, and it will show you a list of mobs to kill for each rank. Additional ranks are unlocked on completion of the previous rank. The log states how many of each mob to kill and the general location of where to find them, which isn't super helpful, but there are 2 other websites that you can use. The first gives you coordinates of the mobs, which you can see under the mini map or in the top right corner when hovering on your main map. And the second shows images of the map of where the mobs can be found in. Generally, I don't actively seek out the mobs, but just look for the swirly symbol when I'm out questing, and I just kill them when I see them. These are really good for leveling lower level alt characters, especially if you're between 1 and 16 and you can't do dungeons yet. Tip number 5 is don't neglect your grand company. If you have a mount like I talked about in tip 1, you would have already selected your grand company. This choice doesn't really matter too much. Just pick your favorite city out of Gridania, Limsa, Lominsa, or Older, or just select your favorite color. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's really up to you. Grand Company seals are the currency that you use to purchase unique items, weapons, armor, and promote your company rank, and that is super important. You get seals from completing fates, duty roulettes, Grand Company levees, Grand Company hunting logs, and Grand Company missions. At your starting rank in the company, you'll have a max of 10,000 seals. This gets higher as you rank up, but it is quite small. Make sure that you do spend them on ranking up in the company before you reach this cap. I didn't do this and I wasted a heap of seals because you do get them from a lot of different places. Ranking up in your grand company gets you some good unlocks, such as squadron command missions, where you basically train up a squadron of NPCs, and once they hit around level 20, you can go in a group with them and do dungeons. This is an awesome way for leveling your alts up until about level 60. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips help you if you are a new player in Final Fantasy XIV. I'm probably going to make another video with 5 new tips, so if you are interested in seeing that, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell to see when that goes up. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you next time.